Alrighty, guys, I am live. Actually, I'm not quite prepared. Hold on a second. Hey, everybody. Okay, so how is everybody? First of all, let me put my earphones on just because I am going to be playing a couple of videos for y'all. How is everybody? Is anybody in here? I'm actually excited to do a live that's not watched. I'm looking forward to these next two tonight because it's something new. And guys, I am going to cover the Menendez. That's coming. I've been watching the trial and I have a lot to say. And I just think there's too many people that I know this isn't about the Menendez case, but my point is I reconsidered it and I realized there's so many people because there's podcasts out and people spreading misinformation without watching like the trial. They're saying certain things that aren't true. And I think I need to talk about it because I don't like some of the misinformation going around about the Menendez brothers case. I feel very strongly about it after watching. I haven't watched all the trial yet, but I've watched a lot. The last few nights I've just been watching. Probably the last 3 or 4 nights I just watched like a couple hours throughout the day. So I probably watched like 7 hours of the trial so far. But you guys, I don't know. I totally believe them. There's so many signs that they were abused. Classic abuse behavior. So, and I guess there's a lot of channels out there that are spreading some false information about certain things that happened in the trial that really didn't happen in the trial. So I just thought it would be a good case to talk. Anyway, thanks. My mom cut it. Do you know the last time usually I've cut when I was in Colorado, I think the first 2 years in Colorado, I cut my own hair, or I got it cut. And then the last 7 years, just started cutting my own hair. I would just pull it back in a ponytail and I would cut. And then of course there would still be some miss whatever. And I cut it and then you can just pull it up, layer it if you want. It's pretty easy. But anyway, since I moved home, my mom's been cutting my hair. Just cuts it. But yeah, I like it actually because it was just getting so long and the hot weather's coming and it feels refreshing. So yeah, as far as the Menendez, real quick, I was gonna cover it and then I was seeing everybody in chat having disagreeing opinions. And I was like, no, I don't even want to go there. But then I'm like, you know what? No, this is an important case. And that's why there's such I feel like it's controversial because we'll get into all that because this isn't even about this, but I am going to cover that. I just want to be prepared when I cover it. I want to finish watching the trial. But yeah, I figured maybe I could try to convince some of those doubters that think that they are just spoiled rich kids that are using that as an excuse. Put it this way, guys, imagine if that trial was going on right now in the present day. What do you think the verdict would be? Not guilty for sure with the way it is now compared to the 80s. There's no way, because they take that kind of thing more serious. Back then it was, well, okay, I'm just gonna shut up, but we have a lot to talk about. There's so many different things to talk about on that case, and that's why I'm excited to cover that case too. Okay, so hey Muffy, I'm glad you changed your mind about me. So this one caught my eye. Somebody actually emailed me, shout out, about this guy's from Cleveland, and that's why I thought, well, this will just be like a one video type deal, just going over the case because it's not a ton to go over. It just happened last week. It's current, and he's from Cleveland, Ohio, so it's an hour north of me. So I figured, hey, and it's interesting because so his name is Matthew Ponomarenko. I don't know hopefully I'm saying that right. He actually killed his son's only 5 years old, but on the 911 call, he says 6 years old, but he actually was only 5. He calls 911 right after and admits to it. And so I have the 911 call. I have his first hearing, his court hearing, which, I mean, not much. You could just see him in court and you could, see the people that are probably his family. So yeah, I figure we would kind of go through this because I'm going to read a couple articles because he actually reached out trying to get psychological help, trying to get mental health. And he was just put through obstacles. So this could have been prevented. He was hearing voices. He's probably schizophrenic, I'm guessing. He was hearing voices, tried to seek help, was going through obstacles, didn't get help in time, ended up killing his son. And there was warnings. There was warnings. I'm going to read you this one account where he gets arrested, where he's with his son and he's naked and talking crazy. And so there was warnings. I mean, he should have been seeking help. He should have been in therapy by then. And these are just things that, because we had talked about this before, just preventable stuff, like the James Holmes case, where he actually talked to his therapist about killing people, wanting to kill people, about the urge of wanting to kill people. And she let him go. Like, and then what was the other case? Oh, Matt, what's up? What was the other case we were talking about where somebody was trying to get help and they couldn't? We were just talking about it. What was it? Hold on a second. We were just talking about it a couple lives ago. Do you guys remember? It was somebody else that was rejected from somehow that they couldn't get the help they needed. And they committed a murder. And now I can't even remember who it was, but that's what brought it up a couple of lives ago. And then I brought up the Colorado. James Holmes is the Colorado movie theater shooter, where he shot up the movie theater on the Dark Knight. Remember the Batman movie or whatever? He went to the movie theater dressed in like all that gear and just shot a ton of people during like the midnight showing. It was in Colorado, Aurora, Colorado. I was living in Colorado when that happened, so that's why it sticks. I follow that case really close. I mean, that was like, oh, ask Randy. Because we used to go see movies. I would not go to a movie theater after that. Not that I was necessarily scared, but it was just like, it just didn't. It was just like, was depressing, the thought of going to like a movie theater. And plus, I was a little scared, but it was more. It was more than that. It was not that I necessarily thought that there was going to be another shooter coming in. It was just like that feeling. It was just like icky, like just knowing that just happened so close in Colorado, and it's just weird. Yeah, he dyed his hair orange, so they thought, like, I think he admitted to the cop that he was the Joker or whatever. He dyed his hair orange. He bombed remember he had his apartment all triggered up where they had to like be careful. He had all kinds of stuff in his apartment. There was some talk where they thought that he was like basically brainwashed, and he got like a call because he had gotten a call in the middle of a movie theater. I don't know if you guys remember the whole story, but I'm sorry, I'm rambling about a bunch of other things. But who cares? We could talk about other cases, how they relate to what we're talking about, because this does relate. He was trying to seek help, and he went to his college psychiatrist saying, this is James Holmes saying, I have the urge to kill people. And actually, Jana was just telling me, because you guys could watch the tapes. Jana, if you're watching, shout out. We were just talking about it. And I guess she was telling me how she actually said that because he didn't say specifically who he wanted to kill, that she couldn't take action. So because he just said he wanted to kill people, and he didn't say like specifically like, I want to kill my dad or I want to kill this person, they couldn't do anything. It couldn't be taken like as a real threat because he didn't say anybody specific. Isn't that messed up? Like, having the urge of killing people, he tells his freaking psychiatrist, but because he didn't specifically say who he wanted to specifically kill, she couldn't do anything, supposedly. That's why she didn't do anything. I think she could have. She should have reached out. I think she could have. I don't know if there is an issue in the field where she really couldn't, then that's an issue. And I'm sure it's taken care of by now, because that was well, no, never mind. Because look, that's the whole point of this. Gosh, I'm like rambling, but I'm just hoping that if somebody goes in there now, like if this would happen today and somebody says, I have an urge to kill, to kill people, that you would be able to do something now, that something would have changed by now. If it gets that far. So I don't know. It's just sad, but okay. So let's, are you heading over the border this long weekend to get your, hey, Angelina, nice to see you. Oh, thanks, Muffy. It feels so refreshing to have it cut. It's like a cut over 3 inches off. All right, so I'm gonna play you the 911 call first. I put pictures, mixed in pictures. I blurred out like there's other children in some of the pictures where I blurred their face. The only one that I didn't keep on blurred was his son that he killed. And then I blurred out his girlfriend's face just because, I don't know. I feel bad because, if her face is out there, and I mean, if you guys really wanted to know, you can look it up. It's not that hard, but I just didn't want to be the one to blast her face all over because, I don't know. It could be, I mean, she might have been the best mother and not have done anything. And her face gets mixed up with this guy killing his son. It could just give her like a bad image or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, what then she screwed up. She didn't. The James Holmes. This was what? Probably like over 10 years ago, the Colorado movie theater shooting. Go look it up. It's crazy. She didn't do anything. She claimed that because there wasn't a specific threat that she did. I don't know if she didn't know what to do or she couldn't do anything, but oh, thanks, Matt. Nice to see you, by the way. I've been wondering about you. How's everything going? All right, so let me play you this 911 call and then we'll go from there and we'll chat about it. All right. Oh, like I said, I have some pictures intermixed with it, and then I'll play the court hearing after that. Okay, hold on. I edited together a video with everything. He looks familiar too. I mean, I know just because he lives in the same kind of area doesn't mean, but I mean, something, I feel like I've seen him before. Not in like this kind of a situation. I don't know. Maybe he just looks like somebody I know. All right, where is it? Matthew. Okay. Okay. Let me share my video. So I'm going to first play the 911 call. And then, guys, stick around. After this live, we're going to continue the Darley transcripts reading. So I just put the time like around 9. I would guess I'd be done with this and ready to do the transcripts. So if you guys have been following that case. All right, so let me share my screen. And I'm probably bringing up Zeke at the end of this since I started so early. I'm sure he'll still be up by the time the end of this. Okay, share audio. All right. Okay, you guys ready? Let me do... Oh, wait, why did I do that? There we go. All right, I want to play the 911 call real quick. All right, why is it? All right.
(911), what's the address to your emergency? Oh, okay, and the phone number you're calling from with area code, please? And what's the problem? Tell me exactly what happened.
I just killed my son.
What do you mean you just killed your son?
I'm hearing voices.
Oh, okay. How old's your son?
6.
Where's your son now?
He's dead.
Dead where?
In the living room.
All right. Do you have any weapons?
Can you just send in cops?
Yeah, we're doing that now. What's your name?
Matt Ponomarenko.
I'm sorry, the first name?
Matt.
Matt? Spell your last name for me, Matt.
Ponomarenko.
What's your son's name?
Jack.
Jack?
Jack, Jax.
And you said you're hearing voices?
Yes.
All right, how did you kill your son?
With a baseball bat.
You killed him with a baseball bat?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you kill him with a baseball bat?
I don't know.
Was there anyone else there with you and him?
No.
Okay. All right, Matt, we've got some units on the way, okay? I want you to stay on the phone with me. And when did you do that? Matt, when did you kill your son? Matt?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
I'm shaking.
I understand. When did this happen? Matt? When did this happen? Okay, Matt, do you have any other weapons in the home?
No.
And when did this happen? Okay. And when did this happen, Matt? Matt, you still there with me? Matt? Okay.
You're not gonna let me smoke in the car? What? You're not gonna let me smoke in the car?
Matt? Matt, where are you? Okay, Matt?
They're here.
All right, well, hold on a moment.
Okay, so that's the 911 call. I have his court hearing too, but first I want to read a couple articles and then we'll watch that. And I also wanted to read a couple of some of those pictures that have like it was from Instagram like posts because Matt is the one that posted all those pictures of his son. So I kind of wanted to read some of the posts that he posted. So I feel like I don't doubt that he probably loved his son. He just was probably struggling with some mental disorder, and I'm not going to doubt or deny that maybe he was hearing the voices that drove him to do that. I know that's not an excuse, but I'm saying I feel like it was preventable if he would have got the help, got on some medicine, took away those voices, and it could have been preventable if he would have got the help that he was trying to get. So, because mental health is a real thing. I mean, it's a real thing that if you have something like schizophrenia and you are hearing voices and they're telling you to do things like harm people, sometimes you can't fight that. I'm sure he's been fighting it for years. I'm sure. Maybe he waited too long to try to get help. I don't know. Maybe he was scared. I mean, who knows? I don't know the whole story yet. It just happened. But I just think it possibly was preventable if he would have got on medicine, because medicine does wonders with stuff like that. It really does. So let me read you a couple articles here that I found. All right, hold on a second. All right, let's do. I mean, trigger alert. I should have triggered you guys before, but shoot. Well, I always forget. Well, I mean, I did. I kind of set up. He was calling 911 to talk about how he killed his son. But once again, I'll give you another warning because some of these articles might be triggering. But hold on, let me see. Which one do I want to read first? His son was autistic. I'll read this one first here. Hold on. Okay, let me share this. Just read this here. Let me stick here. Son with a baseball bat. So he was charged with murder of his 5-year-old son, Jax, in Parma, Ohio. An Ohio man told a police dispatcher he killed his autistic 5-year-old son, beating him with a baseball bat after hearing voices, according to a harrowing 911 call. Matthew Ponomarenko, 31, calmly told a dispatcher that he killed his son, Jax, Thursday afternoon at a home in Parma, citing a portion of the 911 call. What's the problem? Tell me exactly what happened. A female dispatcher asked, I just killed my son. What do you mean you just killed your son? I'm hearing voices. I'm just going to say Matthew instead of Ponomarenko. That takes energy to try to say all those, right? Ponomarenko. Okay. Then he described how he fatally beat his son with a baseball bat, leaving his lifeless little body on the living room floor. The father had been recently released from a behavioral health center and was not. Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess I should read these articles first. I read this other article that said he was having obstacles getting it. So now I feel like an idiot. Let me see what article I was reading where it said he jumped through, like he was having all these obstacles, but I guess it wasn't this one. We'll get to that one. I'm sure I have it here. Anyway, the father had been recently released from behavioral health center and was not taking his medication, as an uncle of Jack's, Jonathan Cherney, told the station. But he appeared to be okay prior to the slaying, he added. My mom dropped him off today, Cherney said. He was fine. He was vibrant, completely content, and all of a sudden we got hit with all of this. The guy we're getting murdered. Okay, so child welfare officials had been to the home as recently as 2019. They worked with a family on parenting skills. And this is that charge I was telling you about, where he pleaded no contest to a child endangerment charge and was ordered to pay fines after pleading guilty. And I'll read you kind of what happened there if it doesn't say it right here. No, I guess it doesn't say it here. Hold on a second. I keep getting text. I just want to make sure it's not anything that. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me get those texts. Great, now my eye is watering like crazy. Okay, hold on. Let me find those one text where it says what happened in 2017. 1 second. Oh, here it is. Okay. Man, my eyes are watering. What the heck? Oh. No, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, here is what happened in 2017. So if this was happening in 2017, then either he should not That's the problem, though. Let's say he was doing better, taking his medicine. They thought he was doing all right. Then why shouldn't he have his kids, right? But look, this is what happens here. It says the charges relate to July. So the charges were, where is it? Right. Not that. Hold on a second. Right here. Child endangering. It was from October 18th, 2017. Okay. So the charges relate to a July 20th, 2017 incident where police found Ponomarenko and his then 1-year-old son naked near Pleasant Lake Boulevard and York Road. The elder Matthew's mother called police and said her son was having a mental breakdown and was swearing and running after people who drove past him, according to a Parma police report. Yeah, that just continues. So Matthew left Jack's in the middle of the York Road and yelled at random people, according to a citation. He would later tell officers he took meth, psychedelic mushrooms, and PCP, the report says. Police arrested him and took him to an undisclosed hospital for treatment. DCFS placed Jax in the custody of an undisclosed relative at the time of the incident. So I'm guessing then what happened is, wonder if that was Daily Mail that had their information. Because the only reason I say that is because their new article about that David guy, they didn't vet him very well. But I guess I didn't do a very good job. I just thought all the articles would have said the same thing. I thought they would all be in agreement that he was having trouble getting help. And I bring up an article that says something opposite of what I read. So I feel like an idiot right now. And I'm just wondering if it was Daily Mail. Okay, so yeah, because Daily Mail, you know that David guy that talked to Chris in prison? They said that he only had charges of like these theft charges of stealing some money at Arby's and some other like minor misdemeanor type charge. And let me just tell you, if you go look up his charges. I don't even want to say it because I'm like kind of scared of the guide, and I don't know. I just don't want to put his business out there. I'm just saying, look for yourself, and it's very different than what Daily Mail said. So they don't vet their people very good at all. It's a violent crime what he did, what he was charged with. It's not just robbery. So he's lying, and they didn't vet him very well. All you got to do is look him up. His name is David Allen Carter from Wisconsin. Go look it up. But I don't want to be the one to say it. So just be careful, ladies, if you're planning on writing them, because I'm scared to actually say anything. So, anyway, okay, so let's continue here. Sorry. Oh, look, this is the last post that he posted on his Instagram. It was accept, understand, love about life autism on January 4th. That was the last post that he had posted. Okay, so let me see what the other articles. Hold on one second, guys. I just feel like that threw me off because that one article I read just threw off everything that I was thinking about this case. So now I got to like rethink about what's going on here because that was a lie, and he's the one that went off his medicine. So now the way I'm thinking about this case is totally different. So I'm unprepared right now, and it's my fault. I should have read more stuff to verify. I thought it was just like a pretty simple thing. I didn't think one article would be so different than the other. I just feel like an idiot right now. Well, I guess we could watch his hearing. All right, hold on one second. Yeah, they're talking about that 2017 thing. So hold on, I'm just going through some of this. 1 second, guys. I'm trying to find where I found that. See, she went through much of her sin. Yeah, I thought that. Oh, okay. That's what I thought was. Okay, so when I'm gonna play this hearing, and I thought it was the boy's mom. It's hard to tell because the family has the masks on, and they don't show them that. I mean, they show them real quick when I show you the hearing, and I thought the one looked like the mom, the boy's mother. Man, can you imagine? Wonder what she's thinking. All right, so let me play you the hearing real quick. I'm just trying to find that article so you could see that what I read. All right, let me just pay you that and then I'll try to look for it. All right, so here's the hearing. I'm sure he's gonna get, I mean, life or. All right, here, let me play this.
The purpose of the arraignment is to explain to you what the charges are against you, the penalties you face if you're convicted, the rights that you have, and the procedures that will follow. First up, we are faxing down a copy of the complaint. My bailiff just took. Okay. In any event, we'll have a copy of the complaint for you and Mr. McGowan shortly. It is a charge of capital murder. I will go ahead on some of the other issues before we get to specifics. First off, if this case goes to trial, you will have your choice of either a jury of 12 people or a panel of 3 judges of the Common Pleas Court selected randomly. That trial will be to find your guilt or innocence on what is a capital murder charge. If you are found guilty of capital murder, then there would be a second hearing with either that jury of 12 or the panel of 3 judges. They would then decide the sentencing, and you'd have the right to present evidence as to that sentencing in mitigation, that ultimately the potential penalties would be death, life without the possibility of parole, or life with the possibility of parole after an extended period in prison. As to the complaint, if you give one to Steve, we'll send one downstairs. It's alleged, sir, that while in Parma, Coggy County, Ohio, back on March 25th, that you did purposely cause the death of another under the age of 13 at the time of the commission, this being Jack Ponomarenko, age 5, that apparently being at your home on Russell Avenue. Again, that is the crime of aggravated murder, currently charged as a capital offense. You have the right of silence in front of me. All proceedings are recorded so that anything you say may be used against you. You have the right to an attorney and a public defender if you cannot afford an attorney. At this point, you apparently retained Mr. McGowan, and Steve will get your phone number and reg number separately. So obviously, Mr. McGowan will represent you. But if at any time you find that you cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to ask for a public defender. The arraignment I'm doing now is the first step in these proceedings that will include bond determinations today. The next step is what is called a preliminary hearing. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to give you an opportunity to confront the evidence against you. At that hearing, you would be here, your attorney, the City of Parma prosecutor. There then is a hearing in front of me. It is not a trial. It is not a proceeding to find you guilty or innocent. But in order for a felony to proceed to the next stage, the prosecutor must show enough evidence to establish 2 things of probable cause, or to better explain the 2 things are probably true. First, probably true that someone committed this death as to Jack's. Second, probably true that you are that person. If I find those 2 things to be probably true, the case goes downtown to the grand jury for further action. If I do not find those 2 things to be probably true, you could be subject to dismissal or possible direct indictment, where the police at any time would go and ask for a direct indictment. If the case goes downtown, as I said before, you would either have your choice of 3-judge panel or a jury, first to determine guilt or innocence, and then if found guilty, secondly, to determine the potential penalty. You have the right to waive the preliminary hearing in front of me, which means if you waive the prelim, there's no hearing in front of me. Case automatically goes downtown. It is my understanding you've already had discussion with your attorney on that particular issue. Now, do you understand what I've explained thus far? And you can pull the mask out and be able to communicate, Matthew. Do you understand what I've explained thus far?
Yep.
Do you have any questions at all?
No.
Let the record reflect the defendant understands the explanation of rights. Now, you have spoken with your attorney, and I'm now going to show what appears to be your signature on a waiver of preliminary hearing form. So my first question to you, sir, is did you read that form before you might have signed it?
Yeah,
Okay, did you then sign the form?
yeah,
Now, by signing that form, sir, you're not waiving any rights that you have, except that preliminary hearing that I just explained to you now will not be held. Means that the case will be bound over to the grand jury for further proceedings. The next proceeding in your case will be the first appearance, which is set for Friday at 9:45 in the morning. At that hearing, they may discuss the status of the case. If you are still in custody, they will discuss the matter of bond. So, did you get Steve a copy too? Okay. Okay. Now, as it relates to matters right now this morning, have you had enough time to discuss this case with your attorney, Mr. McGowan, so he understands what the case is about and has been able to give you good advice?
yes,
Right now, this moment, sir, are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medications,
no,
whether they are prescription or non-prescription?
no,
I'm satisfied I have a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary waiver of preliminary hearing rights with effective assistance of counsel. I will order that 21A910 be bound over to the grand jury for further proceedings. Now, as the matter of bond, Mr. Ponomarenko, first step, from the time when you were custodialized, under the criminal rules of bail, I have the right to deny bail. That then requires a hearing within a certain number of days to determine if you are subject to bail, as opposed to setting a bail amount. So now that we have all the lawyers here, Mr. Dobick, what would be the city's position as to the continuance of the no bail order?
Your Honor, we would ask that the court not set a bail at this time, and we will file a written motion to asking the court to deny bail. But at this point, you know that it is a capital offense. You know that we'll discuss the preliminary hearing in just a moment. But we know that if the preliminary hearing is waived, as we believe it will be.
No, we've gotten that part done.
Yep. And we otherwise would say just due to the brutality of the crime, we ask the court to not set a bond at this time.
Okay, Mr. McGowan, you may be heard also as to the matter of bond.
Your Honor, for a practical purpose, this matter will be expedited and be sent downtown. And although I think everyone is entitled to a bond, that we can understand that this is a very new case. All the facts have not been fully exposed as to what's going on. And I understand the prosecution requested no bond be set at this time. But I fully expect that my client will be transported quickly and that the county will take over the handling of this case, and that my client will be available for medical treatment at the appropriate time.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Okay, Mr. Ponomarenko, there we go. I am going to continue the no bail order, sir, just to explain. You have the right to a bail, a monetary bail, whether you're able to make it or not. Alternatively, under Criminal Rule 46A, either the city can ask for no bail at this time, or I will say no bail. I put no bail on Friday. We're going to continue that. First off, you're going to be going downtown. When you arrive down there, Mr. O'Malley, the county prosecutor, will address the bail issue. So, Tim, since we're going downtown, that'll be Mr. O'Malley's thing to deal with. And obviously, Mr. McGowan, Mr. O'Malley, the prosecutor, and a judge downtown will discuss whether or not you should be continuing to be held on a no bail order. So, the court will write an appropriate entry on that. I may also write a supplemental entry. Mr. Dobick, you can get a hold of Mr. O'Malley to be aware that there's a no bail order, and then they'll set the appropriate hearings in common pleas.
I will take care of it.
Thank you. Anything else from the city standpoint?
Not on behalf of the city, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Gahn, from the defense standpoint?
No, Your Honor.
So close proceedings as to Mr. Ponomarenko. We will prepare the myths, sir, and then they'll be transporting you down to county. And obviously, Mr. McGowan will be in conversation with you. All right, close proceedings downstairs. You may return him to the pods.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dobick and Mr. McGowan. Steve, you want to leave us your fax number because then we'll get you a copy. I mean, law department's downstairs as far as the bail orders. Okay, that. What else do we have ready? Celeste, anything? Okay, and I guess those who were not in the bill, you want to go out and, let's see, Ted, you want to get Mr. Gukwa and Mr. Gore and Mr. Bryant can step forward also, and Ms. Martinez. Good morning, Ted.
Okay, so, but it doesn't change the fact, I guess. I take back what I said about him, but I don't take back what I said about mental health. And it is a big issue where I feel like, I don't know. I bet you it's gotten a lot better in the last 10 years, but I feel like it's, I don't know. Some, like, for sure the James Holmes things, I feel like could have been prevented. I bet you there's a lot more too, that's happened that could be possibly prevented if they get the right care. But I know, I don't know. I'm trying to reevaluate this whole case because I was going into it thinking that he was reaching out for help and he wasn't getting it. And that's not what happened at all. Wow. He just, so he was released. He freaking had medicine. He didn't take it. He could have taken it to get better. He chose not to take it. So he will probably get the death penalty. I bet you. I really think they'll probably find him guilty because of how brutal the crime was that, yeah, I bet you. And I don't feel bad, I guess. I mean, I wasn't feeling bad anyway. I just was feeling like maybe that the system failed him, but he made that choice to not take his medicine. I don't know. It's a tough one because it does obviously have some mental problems, I'm guessing. I would like to know if he actually did he get diagnosed with anything? Let me see something if it says if he was diagnosed, or was he possibly lying about the voices, or was it a real situation where he really was hearing voices? The fact that he called, I don't know why it makes me think that I believe that he was really hearing voices, the fact that he called after, but I don't know why. I mean, there's no reason that because he called that makes what he was saying true necessarily. But yeah, that's what I'm exactly, B-roll media. But the thing is why wasn't he taking his medicine? He had it. I could see it like maybe if he couldn't afford his medicine or he was out of his medicine, he couldn't get it for some reason, then it would be like, okay, I could kind of see. But the fact that he had his medicine and didn't take it, but we're only hearing one side. So let's wait till more information comes out and see if it really is true that he had medicine. He chose not to take it. But the bottom line is if he does have something where he's hearing voices telling him to do things, like, it's a real thing, guys. I mean, it really is. And this is a tough one to say, like, you can't blame him because I know you gotta, it's tough. I don't even know if I want to say that, but I don't know. Maybe I should just quit right now. But I think most of you guys understand that are in here. I feel like that it's I just want to know why he didn't take his medicine. If there was some was he having like some reaction? Let me see if I could find anything else on it real quick. Yeah, Muffy, there's different levels, and I just wonder how bad was his. Is he exaggerating when he's talking about hearing voices, and possibly he was almost like insinuating that he was hearing voices and then voices made him do it, right? He didn't say those exact words, but that's what he was basically saying. Hearing voices, he's probably going to continue saying when they're interviewing him or how, his defense, that his voices told him to do that, right? And the fact that he had a previous charge where he was out there naked with his son, um, chasing cars and stuff, it does make me think he has some kind of mental disorder. But then PCP, meth being up for days can make you hallucinate and hear voices. I attest to that. I could say that is a for sure thing. Lack of sleep, and you could go so many days without sleep because of that. So therefore, you could go like 9, 10, 12 days without sleep, and then you're going to start hallucinating without the sleep. PCP in itself is an hallucinogen. It's like a stimulant hallucinogen, where that drug, just doing that, you don't even have to be lacking sleep. Just doing that drug can make you hear voices. But you mix meth and then you mix lack of sleep off of it. Yeah. So I have a question, you guys. Would you feel any different if you knew that it was drug induced? The voices were drug induced. So basically, it was, well, it depends how you look at drug abuse and addicts. If you look at him as like an addict, would you look at him like he had that choice and he made that choice to take the drug that made him hallucinate? But then if you look at addicts like it's a disease too, did he have that choice to take those drugs? Was he an addict? Was his brain, was he an addict basically? So it was like, when you're an addict, it's almost like you feel like you need the drugs to survive. So see how it's just touchy, because you could say, okay, the drugs made him do it, but then, then it's his fault. But then, he's an addict. That's a disease too. So I don't even know how to look at this right now. I'm having mixed emotions right now, guys. I think he should be locked away forever. He did the crime. He should be, put in prison forever. I'll just put it out there. I don't personally believe in the death penalty. Sorry, I put it out there. I know it's something I should probably never even admit to. I don't think, what gives us the right to take anybody's lives? Like, it feels like we're just doing the same thing back that we are judging other people on. And I know it's to people that took people's lives, but keeping somebody in prison for the rest of their life is punishment. That's punishment. That might even be worse than giving them the easy way out and, letting them die sooner. So I just think that they should just, but I know I have people arguing that it's a waste of, tax dollars. The longer you have people in prison, the longer you have to pay for them and stuff. But I don't know. I'm just not, I'm not mad. Like when I see like, okay, let's say he does get the death penalty. It's not like I'm so mad to the point where I would sit there and protest or whatever, but I would not be able to be on a death penalty. I wouldn't be able to be on the jury because they would ask me if I believe in it and I would say no. So I would never probably be able to be on a jury of a death penalty because I just don't think that that's the answer. But I'm not going to argue it or protest or say people are wrong necessarily. I have my feelings on how I feel about it. It's just not for me personally. It's up to God to judge. Exactly. So, but I have a feeling he probably will get it. That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know, Soul Sister. That's what, hold on. Let me see these other articles that I have, see if anything says anything more. Now I'm going to really distrust. I'm going to have to like make sure I confirm with multiple sources next time. I just thought this was like a simple, like, I just didn't think that there would be different things said in articles as far as just something just like cut and dry like this. I don't know. It was my fault, guys. Let me see. Local reporters. So I would like to look into like how long was he at the behavioral health facility? Because he was recently released. I wonder, was he there for a while? Let me see. Mental breakdown. We hear his mom say he's experienced mental breakdowns, but as far as like what has he been. Let me see. Hold on. I don't know if he's been diagnosed with something. I wish they would say. Like, was he actually diagnosed with something before they released him? I mean, they're just so vague. They say that he wasn't taking his medicine, but what did he have? Was he schizophrenic or not? Like, was he diagnosed? I would like to know that, and I'm sure it'll come out in his defense. I'm sure they'll probably try to use that for his defense. Let me just see. Cars. So that one charge in 2017, he pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor and was ordered to pay $212 fine. That's all he got out of that? And then he pleaded no contest in December to a disorderly conduct charge tied to December 21st incident. And Spanangle handed down a suspended 30-day jail sentence in that case. So basically, he was probably on probation for 30 days, basically, well, no, I'm sure for a couple of years, but suspended 30 days. Doesn't that mean where if he got in trouble, then he would have to do those 30 days if he went against if he had a probation violation, I'm sure. But only 30 days in a misdemeanor. And it looks like there's two charges kind of back to back. I bet you maybe they just got him some mental help, and as far as legal, maybe that's all he got. And then he had to go to therapy, I'm guessing, or something like that. Because that seems a little lenient for having your 1-year-old son naked, yelling at cars, chasing cars. You guys are both sitting there. That's child endangerment. Now, he probably had to go get help for it, I'm guessing. And they didn't want to hit him with too many charges, maybe. I don't know, guys. It's just. So yeah, he took him to so they found the boy when he was 1 year old. He was in the middle of the road as his father, allegedly high on drugs and also nude, yelled at random people. And his mom is the one that called 911. And I think his mom was the one in court where they were consoling her and she was sitting down. I'm guessing that was his mom because she looked like an older lady. And then the other girl, one of the girls, was the mother. I recognized her from the pictures. At least I think I could point out the one that was her from the pictures because even though we can only kind of see her eyes. But yeah. So I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Okay. Let's say it was drug-induced hallucinations, hearing voices. I mean, yeah. Compared to if it wasn't and he was schizophrenic and it wasn't drug-induced. How would you view him differently? But both accounts, he really was hearing voices. He really was, in a state of psychosis, let's say. How would you think differently if it was like a drug-induced psychosis or not? I'm just curious. Yeah, either way, no, what he did, definitely. But I'm just talking about how you would look at him. Definitely think either way he needs to spend life in prison. So I don't know, guys. Oh yeah, hold on. I have a couple other pictures that I wanted to read some of these. 1 second. Let me share. I have a couple other things I wanted to share real quick. I think there's a quick little video of him when he was younger, of Jax, and then there's I wanted to read some of the posts when Matthew would post, pictures of his son and stuff. So hold on. I think the first one is a cute little. Yeah.
This is what we do at 5 in the morning. Yes. So at least I'm a happy guy. Yeah.
Cute. And then, okay, so that just says family dinner. Some of them don't really say much. Hold on. They're all posted. Well, actually, there's some posted. Can't sleep, my boys. And that's him. And but this one says something like how she's so lucky to have him and stuff. I'm like thinking, oh my God. Love our family date nights. I'm a lucky lady, my Papa Bear. Bath time, miss your face. I know Matthew will not be happy about this one, but this is just what I walked in on while going to bed. We love our Papa Bear. Best daddy our family could ever ask for. Sweet dreams, love. And then here's him with his siblings. Okay, so it says, Matthew said, this dude, he just says, he posts a picture and says, this dude. And somebody says, so cute, sunscreen. I love him in his little tan self. And then you'll get the comments of the people posting after this happened. It says, R.I.P. Jax. I cannot imagine the last moments of this little man's life. The very person who's supposed to protect you from the evilness of the world is the one who hurt you, who hurt him. From what the news said, he was autistic and was just starting to communicate. Yeah. And this says, happy 4th birthday, Jack. You complete me every way possible. May it be a blessed day. And that was Matt that posted that. It says, such a handsome boy. You guys have. Happy birthday, sweet boy. R.I.P. You poor boy, baby boy. There's nothing in the world you could have done to deserve what you went through. The man that was supposed to protect you from the world is about to have his turned upside down. You don't ever have to see him again. You are, I guess I should have posted the rest so you could have seen it cutting off here. Is that why you beat him to death besides prison? All right, hold on. May your punishment be that you see his face every time you close your eyes. Handsome little boy, may you continue to be an angel in heaven. And then Matt posted, little buddy, your daddy will do anything for you on this earth that makes you happy. Can't believe you're my son. Loving every minute. Do I have it play? Yeah. All right. Oh, I love this one. Miss you, Matt. Miss you, Morley. Hope you all as well. Little man doing big things. He's always on adventures. Rest easy, sweet boy. Jesus, please make this tragedy into something good. Rest in paradise, sweet boy. Even strangers across the continent will never forget you, Jax. I agree. Make this tragedy into something good like this guy 6 feet underground. Not bad, guys. I love that you two are together. You make an adorable and powerful couple. No, and that's what he posted. That last post. But so yeah, then there's gonna be a couple pictures, but yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys. My intention was to say, because I thought he tried to get help, so now there's still a mental health awareness I feel like that people need to be more aware of and not be so embarrassed to maybe go in and get help. I don't know why he stopped taking his medicine. Did he not like the way it made him feel? Was it too expensive? Did he not like the side effects? I don't know. But there's a reason that he didn't take it, and I'm sure it'll come out, and I'll try to keep you updated if anything new comes out. But like I said, this just happened last week, so it's kind of new That's all that's happened so far. And I don't know if they'll even release what his diagnosis is, since, I mean, would that be something they would keep because, you know, the defense is probably going to try to use that as the defense? Do you think they're going to try to, I mean, is that going to be public information before the trial, you think? I don't know, but I'll try to look into it. Right now, I couldn't find anything. But I just did a quick search since I'm here on live. But I'll try to look more into it. I would have done it before, but I thought there's this article I read that just said that he was having trouble getting help. So I just didn't think, as I thought that was the story, and it wasn't. So I screwed up. But yeah. So after these play, I'll chat with you for a little bit. Then I probably will end it and then get ready for the Darley transcripts. Okay, so tomorrow though, Cato asked me to come on live with her and Alex. I guess you know that Alex girl, Alex Erickson. Well, I guess that's all of them. Let me put this back. Okay, but her, I guess that's her and Sherilyn's channel together that they're doing. So she asked me to come on tomorrow night around 9. She hasn't given me a specific time. She said probably around 9. She said she's got a bombshell to share and that she is going to, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you. Am I supposed to tell you what she's going to share? I don't know if it's supposed to be a secret or not. I mean, not a secret. She's going to share it, but let me just see how she wrote that, if she said don't say anything or not. Hold on, let me see. One second. Yeah, 9 my time. So she did right back. So 9 o'clock. Okay, yeah. I guess she doesn't say don't say anything. She said that she's gonna show the text messages from the person that has been giving her all the info about NK. About NK being arrested soon. So she says she's gonna share those texts. And then just talk about bullying, lies, drama. But I don't know. She's going to share the text, I guess. So her source, which I've been wondering about too, because if you remember on the last live, she said that she didn't have direct contact with him anymore, but there was a source that she was talking to that did. So she said she's going to, I don't know if it's going to be the same source that has a contact with Chris, or is that a different source that is talking about NK's arrest. I don't know if there's two different sources or not, but she's supposed to share those texts tomorrow. So, that'll be interesting. So that one, I'm sure usually I'm the only person. Well, I don't say the only person, but there's not too many people that do like 7-hour live. So I'm guessing it'll probably only be like an hour or so. So I kind of wanted to do another live tomorrow too, maybe before or after. I'm not sure yet, but I wanted to kind of refresh on the Vallow case. There's some new, like a few new things going on, just legal things that I wanted to talk about and kind of just go over it, kind of refresh the case a little bit, because that trial is coming up and in a few months, and it's going to be huge. I mean, I'm planning on live streaming it and watching it every day. I think it's going to be interesting. And there's this article that talks about, well, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Maybe I could just talk about it today. I mean, I guess I could just combine. No, because we have to do the transcripts at 9. Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, we'll just do a Vallow discussion tomorrow, if that's cool. If you guys still interested, because I know I kind of just like took a break because there wasn't really anything happening. But now that in a few months this trial is about to happen, and there might be some new charges, possibly murder charges, hopefully coming. You never know. We have Tammy Daybell's autopsy that has been given to law enforcement, that the public doesn't have it yet, but I don't know. I think the fact that they're keeping it so secretive means that they found something. I really do think they found something. And I was just kind of like going over some of the facts of the case, like how, Emma, the daughter, said that her mom was on the floor with pink foam coming out of her mouth. But then Julie Rowe says when she talked to Chad said she died peacefully in the bed. Or wait, no, that was opposite. I think it was Emma that told Julie Rowe, and then Chad told a reporter when he, who did he tell? Did he tell the investigator or something? How did that work? He told one person that she died peacefully in his sleep. I think maybe it was just like an interview or something. But then Chad's daughter said she was on the floor with pink foam coming out of her mouth. So there's two different accounts. What Emma said, Tammy, where Emma said Tammy was when she died, and where Chad said. So that doesn't look good. And then we got the new those new body cams. If you guys haven't seen them, go watch them. There's like 5 minutes through, basically a total of 15 minutes. There's like 3 different increments of like around 5 minutes each of when they go into Zulema's house the day that Alex died, and they blur out everything, just like that interview where they have with Lori and Melanie and Tylee at the police station, where everything's blurred. It's like it's even worse in this one, I feel like. So everything's blurred. But I remember when the Alex Cox, no, it was the Charles Val and Alex Cox. There was a moment when both of those body cams were blurred, and then they ended up releasing them where they weren't blurred. So I don't know if they'll end up releasing these ones not blurred. But I give it to law enforcement, because if you listen to that, when they go in, it does sound like they're suspicious right off the bat. They go in there and secure the house and say, we're not leaving. Zulema wasn't home. She was at the hospital, it sounded like, because it was after they took Alex to the hospital. She's at the hospital, and law enforcement goes over there. Her kids are there. They say, well, I'm going to call my mom. Like, you can't be in here. I'm going to call my mom. Zulema gets on the phone and she says, can you wait outside? They're like, no, we're securing the house until this search warrant gets approved. And she's like, well, why? I don't understand. Why are you here? He's like, because somebody died in your house today. And she tried to argue, like, well, no, he was pronounced dead in the hospital. He's like, yeah, but the lead up to it, something happened here. So they were on it. I feel like I'm glad to see that, because totally different than how they approached the Alex one, the Charles Vallow death, where I feel like, I mean, he did question Alex, a little bit, where he was like, well, you didn't think you should just like go in the room and shut the door, and why'd you come out with a gun? He kind of questioned him, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like they were more onto that something maybe happened that was that there's foul play, I feel like. So I don't know if it was the way they're acting or just because of the case that was going on. So I think it'll definitely be interesting. And so I kind of wanted to discuss that a little bit tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that. What do you guys think, before or after the Cadle? Let me see in chat, guys. Oh, really? Be Real Media? Really? Shoot, that one. Did I do like one video or 2 videos on that? And people did not like what I had to say about that. And that's why I'm kind of afraid to talk about this new trial. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I'm just scared to really talk about it, I guess. I've been kind of watching it on and off, but to actually cover it, I'm a little nervous, because I feel like there's a lot of politics. It's very like the way people are just so passionate, almost to a unhealthy way, almost in an unhealthy way. I feel like some people could be, and I feel like if I say like the wrong thing, then I'll be judged forever for it, just with cases like that and the Amber Geiger. Just, they were really mad. And I think they were misunderstanding what I was saying about her. because I was just talking, I was kind of like talking about her perception and her viewpoint when I did a video on that. It was when the trial was going on, the Amber Geiger. And because I didn't talk about the victim and that side, they thought that I basically didn't feel any compassion for the victim, the other side. But it wasn't because I didn't, it was just because I was only talking about one side at that point. And yeah, I decided, okay, I'm not going to talk about this anymore, because that's not what I meant. I was just explaining one side how I felt, and I just didn't talk about how I felt on the other side too much. Not because I didn't feel anything, but because I don't know, I just didn't go there, and we were just talking about the other side, if that makes sense. And yeah, so they're like, I can't believe it, you don't even feel bad and blah blah blah. I was like, no, it wasn't that, but that's not what the discussion was about, you know. And so I'm just a little bit nervous about talking about this trial for some reason, because if I say the wrong thing, then I'll be looked at like, I don't know, people are so critical about every you might say one little thing and it can be taken the wrong way, and people will look at you like that and you can't undo it. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but I realized that I was looking at my analytics, and I'm just thinking, you know, as my subscribers, you know, go up, because I'm just like at a slow accept. Like, no, I mean, it's good. It's just like I slowly go up. It's not like a huge increase, but just slowly, and that's fine. That's awesome. But I was just under the impression that it was just like I just slowly keep adding subscribers. Well, when I was looking at my analytics a couple weeks ago, I lose just as many as I gain. Like, so I'm like, whoa, I didn't realize how many I'm losing every month too. So it's like I'm probably say the wrong thing, or people take it the wrong way, or I mean, I'm sure there's many reasons. But now that I'm aware that sometimes I'm losing more than I'm gaining at some points. I mean, I know it every month it ends up being that I'm gaining more, but I don't know. I'm just surprised how many I lose every month. Like, I mean, I thought like a couple thousand. Like, it's, if you go back, we should go over analytics sometime. You guys will be interested, like, what type of people will watch me. And then they pick up like the 5 channels that my viewers, they picked out like 5 channels that are most viewed of the people that view my channel. It was kind of interesting. But anyway, yeah, I lose a lot every month. So I just think it's kind of interesting. Like, what do I do? Why am I losing so many? Am I saying something that's offending people, or, and that's the thing. It's like, I can't be afraid though, because I'm not always going to agree with everybody on every case. So I think it even comes down to people aren't open-minded, and I don't agree with somebody on a case on a certain thing, and then they just unsubscribe. When it would be impossible, I feel like, to agree with everything everybody feels on every case. That'd be silly. We're all different. We're all going to have different opinions. And I respect people that can be open-minded enough that would still continue watching me, even if I do disagree or I have a different opinion on a case other than what you believe. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with, they disagree with my take on, you know, on a case, and they unsubscribe. And I know this NK thing, because it's not that I don't think, it's not that it's like I can't imagine that she was there, I don't think she's capable, or it's just the fact that I feel like there's not enough evidence to convince me, because aren't we innocent? And then you have to prove that they're guilty. Like, you know, and I just feel like I have too much doubt that she was there that morning. And I'm not saying for sure that she wasn't, but just because her phone, you know, somebody said that they doubt me because the ping, like, how, I don't understand her phone pinged. It was like, you could explain that her route to work. She would pass right through Frederick on one of the most common routes she would take from her apartment to work. That can explain the ping. And I know people say that's unlikely because it never pinged there before. But, I mean, it could be explained. It's just not enough. It could mean she was there, yeah, but it's just not enough. That ping's not enough. And as far as the body cam, no, I don't ever see her. I think it's always Chris, and then the shadows, and I mean that stuff is just silly, I feel like. But so it's just not enough. Like, but will I be surprised if I find out? No, I'm just like right there. I'm treading in the middle where I can't condemn her for sure, because I don't feel like that's just not enough to say, yes, she was for sure there. But it's not like if we find out she was there, they're like, oh my God, no way. There's no way. I can't. No, I mean, I'm like almost like right there, but it's just not enough to take me over the edge to be like, yes, she was there. But yeah, she had a lot to do with it, the manipulation and probably things she said to him. I don't even know why I'm rambling all into this. It was just a comment that I read that somebody said that they doubted me now because almost like I'm so stupid that, oh, you don't know about the ping. Yeah, I'm aware of the ping, but I also am familiar with Colorado and the highways and stuff. And it could be explained that she was driving to work and it pinged as she was passing through Frederick. I mean, it definitely could be explained. It does not mean that she was there, but it could mean that she was there. And then people are arguing, well, she called him every day, every morning. And that was the only morning she didn't call him. And then I even showed it on the live. She didn't call him for almost it was like 2.5 weeks in the morning. And I'm going to do a video on that, showing people, because I feel like they think I'm an idiot, like I'm not aware of this stuff. I just want to show that, yeah, she might have been there, but she didn't call him every morning. Like 2 weeks leading up to the murder, she didn't call him in the morning. And the ping could be explained, but she could have been. Maybe she was stalking him. Maybe she was seeing, let me see. Maybe she drove past his house. Maybe she was there. I don't know. But it's not because I'm dumb. It's just because I view people as innocent until proven guilty. And I feel like I always try to explain, like if I could be like, well, yeah, this could be, but it could be this. It could be that. And there's just not enough, in my opinion, yet. Because there could be. Maybe there will be. But right now it's just not enough to just say, yeah, she was there. I know she was there, just because I really want her to be, because I'm mad at what she did. The evidence just isn't quite strong enough, in my opinion. That's all. But anyway. Oh, really? No, I mean, in the last few months, I was going through my analytics because I don't usually go through my numbers that much. But the one day I was bored, I'm like, I'm just curious. And I went through like back months. So it's not just a new thing. I went back probably like 5 or 6 months just to see. And I lose a lot, like probably like 1,000 I lose every month. But I'm just gaining more. So it slowly goes up. But can you imagine if I wasn't losing them every month? So it makes me wonder why I'm losing so many every month. I mean, what is it? Is it something that I said that's making people hit that unsubscribe? Or I don't know. Just got me curious. Hey, lurker. Oh my God. Lurker of all lurkers. That's the great name. That hoodie. Are you talking about my hoodie or my merch hoodie? This hoodie? It says follow happiness. But you can't see it all. Follow happiness, guys. Or you can kind of see the happiness. But anyway, I'll be interested to see what Cato has, because she said the texts that are showing that. Oh, but let me just address one more thing, because that new article that David Carter or whatever, he did an article with Daily Mail. I had just brought it up a little bit ago about how they must not have vetted him, because they just said his charges, they left out some charges that I feel like are important. But so basically he was saying how, Chris, I believe he was probably talking to Chris when he was in prison. He's probably is writing him, because the handwriting and stuff, it was Chris's. So, but just because he's writing to Chris doesn't mean he's safe, and that all these women should write him just because he has contact with Chris. That doesn't make him safe. He probably heard about how popular Chris was when he was in prison, and he's cashing in on it. He's out and he's cashing in on it. He did Daily Mail. He goes to one of the biggest channels that covers Watts, AD, goes to his channel. So yeah, he's cashing in, duh. And so But I just wanted to point out where he said that Chris said that he was talking to NK. I think Chris is being catfished. I think NK, somebody is pretending to be NK, pretending to act like they're using a code name and leaving hints to make him think that he's talking to NK. And it might be their intention might be like a person that thinks NK was involved and is trying to get information, like, hey, don't tell any, and, just saying different things to see how he's going to respond. Because it's communication, whether they're just doing it to mess with Chris, whatever their intention is, I don't think it's really NK writing them. I think it's somebody pretending. I mean, it's obvious. And I don't think NK would write him in prison. That would be just silly. And I know she's using aliases, but I think he's being catfished. Somebody pretending to be using an alias, pretending to be NK. So Chris probably does really think he's talking to her, and I don't think it is. I really don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw that too. But then I even doubt that anonymous person that's even necessarily somebody from NK. I mean, anybody could be playing it. Anybody could do that because NK is not in the public. Anybody could say anything because she's not talking. So they could pretend to say be her, pretend to say this, pretend. I mean, how would anybody know any different? Because she just disappeared. So yeah, I saw that too. That Critical K showed a person anonymous person said that it wasn't NK writing him, and that she's not that stupid, and people are trying to analyze what does that mean, she's not that stupid. But I think that possibly might not even be a friend of NK. That could be anybody. I mean, how do we know? That's why I am happy to move on, guys. I mean, I'm gonna keep seeing a little bit what's going on, but I want to invest most of my time in other things. I'll keep Watts like on the back burner here, but I want to like kind of spend most of my time on other things. But yeah, I know I said that before and I haven't, but I do want to make that one last NK video just to show people that I'm aware of the ping, I'm aware of all that, but this is why I still question it. But then I want to so yeah, my plan is we're going to finish the Darley transcripts. I want to do the Menendez brothers. I'm going to do the Avery. I do want to do the Avery case. I found Making a Murderer 2. I haven't watched it yet, but it's on Netflix. So I want to watch that. And then maybe some current cases where, it's like a one video type thing, like this one. I'll be done with this case unless if something, when something new comes, but that might not be for weeks or months when the next step comes, where it's just like a quick little video talking about it. And then that's it. But I feel like Menendez, we could probably talk with that. Oh, I'm going to do a Michael Peterson panel. I still want to do that too. So maybe, oh my God, now I want to do too many things. So tomorrow I got the Cadle. I wanted to do the Vallow tomorrow, and then maybe I want to do the panel. Sabip got me the form for people. If you guys want to come up on panel for the Michael Peterson to discuss that case. And then, yeah, I know. And the fact that I don't believe in the explosion theory. And I feel like that there's nothing left for me to look into as far as right now. What's out there right now? There's nothing more that I feel like I can contribute, because I don't feel like the explosion theory has any credit. I don't know. It's just from how I feel. Not that anybody's wrong or anything. It's just I don't feel like I have anything left to contribute unless if something new comes. My intention with getting back into it was to debunk the Shanann lies, but now I don't know if there's still some new lies. Let me know, guys, and we'll debunk them. But I think we got them all pretty much debunked as much as we can so far. And then, yeah, besides that, we'll just see what happens if anything comes about. I just don't want to sit here and discuss these NK theories. It's the same theories that we've been discussing 2 years ago. It's the same things. People are coming up with the same theories. The explosion theory was from the very beginning. It's not a new theory. It's 2 years ago, people were discussing it. So it's just like kind of the same evolution happened with the new. This is like, I consider, like I said, the third wave of people. The Netflix brought in a bunch of people, new people. So they're like evolving kind of in the same way as the first couple waves, where at first they're thinking this, and then people were coming up with the explosion theory, but that happened with the first wave where they came up with the explosion theory. People coming up with all these NK things and stuff. So it's kind of like the same thing. It's just, to me, I don't have anything to offer because I don't believe that, like, when people are seeing all these pixelated images, I don't feel like they're NK. I don't feel like there's anything really to find out besides, unless if something new is added. There's nothing new to find out, in my opinion. But do I regret, covering it again? No, because I feel like we did a good job at debunking the Shanann crap. No, I shouldn't say it like that. The people trying to spread these lies about Shanann. So I felt like that was what needed to be done. Even if we convinced a few people that what they're spreading is not true, and I think we did. I think we showed a lot of people that no, that's not true. What they're saying is not true. So, but yeah, as far as now, there's really nothing else I feel like that I could offer unless if something else happens. So, but like I said, I do want to do that last NK video. So, oh, well, I got two. Hold on, I got two NK videos. I got the one where I wanted to explain some of the phone call stuff, but then you guys, I already have them. I just have to put them together and edit them together. I did a Snapchat NK one. By request. I've had requests, and I wish I would have thought of mixing it when I did the Chris one. And I know a lot of people don't find it funny, and that's totally fine. Everybody has different senses of humor, but I think they're funny. When I never had Snapchat really, just for myself for a personal reason. But every time my brother comes and visits, he has Snapchat, and he'll go around and do my grandma's and do all the new filters, and we just sit there and crack up. We're all just like, he'll record us and he'll do my grandma as like a baby and all this stuff, and we just laugh. It's hilarious. I think they're hilarious. And the fact is if Chris really was pleading for his family and it was true, then yeah, it'd be disrespectful. But the fact was he wasn't. He was lying. He knew where his family was. He just murdered his family. So let's humiliate him and make him look like a baby and make him look like a coward like he was. So yeah, if it was a true pleading, no, I would never have done that. But it wasn't a true one. It was lies. So I don't feel like I am being disrespectful to him because look what he did to his kids. He disrespected them. So that's the least. It's like an innocent, harmless way of humiliating him and making him look silly. Like he made them probably. I don't know. I know the people that understand already understand, but I got so many people saying that's not funny. Oh my God. And just like going at me about it. It's like, that's fine if you don't find it's funny, but I don't know. I don't feel like I was disrespecting anybody doing that. And NK too. It's a harmless thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I even do the NK one? I have them all recorded. I just have to edit them together. Or do you think it's just going to cause trouble? I didn't feel bad doing Chris whatsoever because what he did. But NK, I don't know. What do you think? Would that be disrespectful? Yeah, laughter is the best medicine. So yeah, I'll probably just do that and then I'll be done. When I put that together. I think I just have a silly sense of humor. I really do. Like, I don't know. I think it was just the way I was brought up. It's just, I do. I have like a kind of silly sense of humor. So, and some people don't. Like, as far as like for instance, the NK fart and stuff. Like, I don't know. I have two brothers, and they'd always like fart in my face, and just I don't know. It's just that kind of thing. Where my brother like put it, where you like cup it, and it's just I don't know. Growing up, it's just even my dad. I don't know. It's just the way it was. So everybody's different, and and I know not everybody would think that's funny, and that's fine, but at least yeah, there's a right way to go about it. It's fine if you don't think it's funny, but to come at somebody in like a aggressive way because of it, that's just I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee, and we're gonna do the Darley transcripts. Is Libra in here? Oh, and Bella, are you in here? Are you ready for the Darley transcripts? I didn't see them. Where? I'll have to text them to see if they're ready. Yeah, I don't see them in here. Huh. We're gonna read them, but maybe. Huh. I don't know. Let me see if they texted. You guys gonna stop back for the reading? I'll text them both and see. And I'm trying to get a couple guests, like different kind of guests too on. I would like so hopefully somebody will say yes. I have trouble when I reach out for guests. Either they ignore me or they say no. No, actually only one person said no. Most of them I just don't hear back for some reason. But oh well. Lurker. I love that name. Palma. People know you. Oh, thanks, Crime Curious. Wait, why I can't find. Hold on, guys. Oh, there it is. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this and get the Darley one. I forgot to put the people. I always do that, guys, where I'm talking and answering you guys, but I'm not putting the comments up on the screen. Oh, why do I always forget? Yeah, Easter weekend, guys. Anybody, you guys got big plans? All right, guys. I'm just trying to read some of your comments before I end this. Okay, bye, Karen. All right, guys. I'm going to end this. We will see you. I'm just going to go get a coffee and start the next one up. I already got the thumbnail ready. I already have the reminder up. Yeah, it's all ready. So it's already up there. So just hop on over there and we will continue our trial transcripts. Hopefully we'll get some good ones. I can't wait for when it's we got Darley and Darren and stuff up. So, all right, I'm going to end this. Bye, guys. Chat with you in a little bit.